This week on Meatheads, Derek and I are going to discuss my year without sugar, the ins and outs of exercising in February, and our favorite leg exercises. Join us on Meatheads.
Have you ever been gaming or working online classes and your internet service constantly gets interrupted? First Nations Fiber is about to ensure that just won't happen again. Get ready for high speed at a new level. Click on fnfiber.com and sign up today. First Nations Fiber, empowering people through connectivity.
Welcome to Meatheads. It is February 6th, 2023. I am your host, Marc Lalonde. With me, as always, the CEO of Total Fitness, fine-looking man, pillar of the community, and fitness guru, Derek DeLille. Derek, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you. Yourself?
I'm well. Look at us in our matching Total Fitness hoodies. It's really good. I've got the orange with the black, and you're wearing the black with the orange.
That's right. I just saw that now.
It's pretty sharp, man. Nice. It's a nice combination. I like it. It's a really comfortable hoodie. So happy to be repping the TF brand. It's really quite a delight, actually. So we are February 6th. And I've been talking to you already about a little bit about my year without sugar. And so we're February 6th. I haven't had any sugary anythings since New Year's. And not because it was New Year's, but just because I had some on New Year's and woke up on New Year's Day feeling like absolute warmed over crap. So I said, okay, I don't think I'm going to do that tonight. And then I didn't do it the next night or the next night. And I thought, this feels good. I should keep doing this. So for the record, I was emotionally eating a lot of things last year. It wasn't great. I'm not going to lie. I put on like 80 pounds. I was fighting demons and fears. Things scared me and things that still do scare me. All kinds of things like, how I raise my kids and my personal relationships and everything. Like it's life is a big honking challenge sometimes.
It is.
And this has been one of those challenging weeks. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been really tough. I haven't turned to sugar, which is really good. I haven't emotionally eaten. I've been in a rough spot. Public confession. I've been in a tough place. And I really can't believe what working out does for me in terms of that tough place. Like from here, I'm going to Monster Gym, and that's going to be just an awesome time for me. That's going to be really fun. Is anyone else out there feeling like they can't continue this winter? Because like I'm feeling like that sometimes. It's been that rough.
I think we all kind of feel that kind of like in the middle of winter, like maybe in the last, before maybe 2-3 weeks ago, it seems like it was darker all the time. And it was just I think everyone was in a mood, some kind of mood, or having like this dark shadow hanging over you. And we all feel it. I see somebody every Friday, I talk to them. And I think we all went through something in the past little while.
Right. I've come to terms with some childhood trauma that went on that I won't go into detail with, but I've been seeing a therapist to help with some of those issues, because one of those things was I was afraid to move forward in my life with certain things because I was stuck in the past and reliving terrors every night. So what was safe and what was easy was not always the best thing for me. What was safe and what was easy was junk food mostly, and being stuck in one place. So, kicking that habit has opened up a whole lot of new things, and not the least of which is I've moved on in my life with certain things. There are things that were, that I left behind and that had been trailing on me and that I've now solved. So those were really massively important things, and I'm really happy to get those out of the way. That being said, my daughter unloaded on me the other day about how she walks on eggshells when she's around me, and has since she was very young, and that I've caused a massive amount of trauma in her life without even knowing. And that was tough. That was really tough.
And that's when you turned to just...
No, that was literally the other night. That
was
literally the other night. I haven't turned to junk food. This was last year when I was thinking about all these things and I couldn't connect with her. I didn't understand why it was happening. My personal relationships were a mess. I didn't want to be honest with the world about the things that had happened to me. Everything was crappy. So I just hid behind food. Like full confession, man, I would eat 35 Rice Krispie squares a night. And I'd take those wrappers and I'd take them out to the recycling bin and I'd pitch them out to the outdoor recycling bin so no one would see. the next morning, all the rappers.
You know, I've been kind of following you on your podcast and reading some articles that you're writing. And I find a lot of times as trainers and health professionals and all this, people think we don't have our own issues. People don't realize sometimes what we do is a front. I eat chicken, rice, and vegetables every day. That's not true. We just say that because we want people to think that's what we're doing. And that causes a lot of stress on a lot of us too, as health professionals, I find. And, you know, they're always coming for us for advice, but who do we go to, you know?
Yeah, I didn't know who to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So I relied on that which had comforted me since I was a child, and that was junk food. And it was really easy because I always got the same response. I always got the same trigger emotionally. And it was always okay. Everything was always okay after. Does that make sense?
I think it does. Like I find, as you're talking, I'm realizing one of my sons, he's like that. And being the health conscious person I am, like, you shouldn't be eating that. Don't eat that. Put it away. Stop eating it. You know what he called me? A fat phobic. And it kind of like hurt me a little bit. Like, why would you think that? But I'm just trying to watch out for your health. He goes, let me be a kid, Dad. I want to eat this. I'm like, yes, but you don't need 3 donuts. You don't really need one. You have one as a dessert. But so now I'm thinking to myself, am I in the wrong? Who do I talk to about this? Like, he's a kid. I was a kid. I eat junk food all the time. But because I'm in this profession, I got to give that image to my son. Like, no, don't eat that. That's not good. Why do you want pizza every Friday night? Because we're watching movies. Have something else. And he's like, Dad, let me be a kid. You're just fat phobic. And I didn't know how to react to that.
That's tough, man, because you understand. You're like, am I messing up my kid?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Because when I was a kid, you know, of course, life was different. We played outside. We ran around. We eat pizza anytime we can, or candy, junk food, whatever.
Well, I mean, in our defense too, there were no Uber Eats.
Mm-hmm.
There was no DoorDash. My kids can order anything they want in the world to my front door. Anything they want, anytime. You know, and I have stuff in the house that I bought from Costco that they can indulge themselves with too. So like, it's not like there's a shortage of things for them to indulge themselves on. But I mean, I'm not going to lie. I did it a lot more than they ever did.
Mm-hmm.
Make no mistake. You know, I take full responsibility for everything that I did and do and continue to do. So in me saying that, I take full responsibility for the things that I put in my mouth. And frankly, I'm down 34 pounds.
Fantastic.
Dude, with no sugar. It's crazy. Okay. The lack of emotional eating is insane. You saw me bounce up the stairs.
I was going to say that you're bouncing up these stairs and not like, you know, taking a step at a time.
No, like
wow.
I can fly up and down stairs. I feel 25 years younger. So I'm down 34 pounds, but I feel 25 years younger.
Really?
Like I felt, I'll be honest, I was eating in the fall and felt like I was an old man waiting to die. I felt like I was waiting to die. Just that's what my whole raison d'etre was. And I wasn't even 46 years old. I just turned 46. And so there's a lot more life to live. I've got a lot more life to live. So I'm going to live it. And I'm tired of being afraid and having I'm tired of those night terrors that I had.
Now I do have a question for you, because we know everybody for New Year's,
yes,
everyone's going to cut out alcohol and sugars.
Yes.
And most, unfortunately, fail.
Right.
Now it's been, February 6th, 7th, something like that, 5th. How did you go about doing this without crashing or craving, or you're probably craving, but what stopped you from indulging?
Right. I would have to say adult decisions. It's crazy. Like, so I'm ADHD and I've done some reading on it. Not a ton, mind you, but some. And as I understand it, my impulse control level is that of an 11-year-old. So that jives with what I know and understand. And so what I've been doing is making adult decisions. I vastly prefer getting up in the morning and springing down the stairs and feeling great than I would eating some garbage at night. And now I've gone on, I want to say, what are we, February 6th? So it's going to be more than a month. The habit is ingrained. And if I'm hungry, I have a protein bar or a protein shake or, you know, some chicken and salad. Like, I can eat food. I just don't, I'm listening to my body and eating mindfully. And so consider everything that goes in my mouth, as opposed to, say, eating 35 friggin' Rice Krispie squares in a night. And honestly, I full confession, I would grab a handful of chocolate chips and eat them with them because chocolate chips and Rice Krispie Squares together are so good. But I would do that too. And Derek, I'm friggin' ashamed. I am so ashamed. I can't even believe it. But here I am talking publicly about it because the shame is better. It's better for me not to just carry it.
You're right. And it makes you feel better too.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been a rough January. It was a rough December, rough November. Last couple of days have been really tough. Today's been a tough day, but I'm really glad to be here with you because this is always a fun time for me and always takes my mind off whatever else is bothering me. So I'm excited about working out later. And then it's a great segue because lots of people do make resolutions for New Year's to cut out sugar and alcohol. Have you seen a lot of resolutioners stay in the gym?
You know, my gym actually filled up in January. For the few spots I have, it's kind of full and people are getting back into it. A lot of my clients are previous clients, either came, come, but they're here. No one really has other resolutions except to stick to a workout plan. Most of the ones I have here, they all struggle with their diet, but no one ever said, okay, January 1st, I'm going to start here. And sometimes I like that because it gives that person or too much pressure. So to start on the 1st, this is January, we're going to start eating healthy. And when they fail or something happens, they think they failed the entire program, you know? So I don't really like the whole New Year's resolutions. I think people should just maintain a healthy diet all the time. You know, if you want to cut out stuff, maybe cut out the alcohol, save it for the weekend if you're drinking on a daily basis. You know, some people want to take out the junk food forever. Let's be honest, you know, take it out and have a piece on the weekend, enjoy it on that weekend. Because trust me, when you have that piece of chocolate on a Saturday and you refrain from it all week, it tastes like heaven. It's so good. But when you have it every day, you just feel sick. You're like, why do you eat that Snickers bar? I don't need it.
Mm-hmm. Habits beget habits. Good habits beget good habits. Bad habits beget bad habits. You start with a Snickers bar. It's okay. Well, I had one. Have another one.
You know,
I'll have 4.
See, that was my problem when I'm shopping. You know, we shop when we're hungry. And at the front desk, they always have protein chocolate bars.
Yep.
But they're not.
I call it Impulse Alley.
Yes, but it's not the usual one. It's always 2 in a pack. It's like the double, they're like the jumbo size. So there's 2 Snickers in that thing. So I buy it and I'll eat it on the way home. And I'll take the garbage and I'll stuff it on the seat. Then next morning, if I'm taking my girlfriend to work, whatever, she'll look down and says, did you have a Snickers bar last night? And you all feel that guilt. I'm like, yes, I know I shouldn't have. Mm-hmm. But I enjoyed myself a treat once in a while.
Right. See, I've come to realize about myself, I can't enjoy treats once in a while. Because once in a while means daily, literally. And it's like the day resets for me. So I'm like, I'm just much better off completely avoiding it altogether. So that's better for me. I can't say that's the best way for everybody to go about it. But lately, that's been by a mile what's worked.
It's working. That's great.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. Like I've been running again, putting in 3 to 5 kilometers
now, right? Like real energy.
Yeah. Yeah. As opposed to, anxiety energy and stress energy. That's not fun. Nobody likes that. And that's what happens when you stress eat. It begets more anxiety because your diabetic response kicks in. And that also is bad for your mind, as we all know. So if you are burning winter fat and getting in shape for bathing suit season, should you start now?
Now is the best time to start. Anytime, if I ever wanted to get lean for the summer, my trainer at the time would always say, start in April. The pros start in April and they have their shows whenever. So I'm like, hey, I'll do that. But I always found, January till April, January, I just get into because we all had New Year's resolution, get back in the gym, start eating right. Now you want to really detail and find out how to lose weight. And it's always for me, it's April because you don't want to do it forever, but you want to do it in time for summer.
Right. And so, obviously people are going to see more results if they have a better consistent workout habit the earlier they start. I've had 3 or 4, like you, repeat clients come back on in the last week and a half or so. And I got to say, it's nice to see. And it's almost like they're February 1st resolutioners as opposed to January 1st, where everybody seems to be a little bit busy around January 1st. This seems to be a little bit easier transition time for people to get back into working out. I think also, as you say, a little bit more sunlight makes people a little bit more interested in going out after work and getting that done.
Right.
The serotonin helps so much. So let's talk about the positive brain chemicals that come from working out. I read a study last week that showed not only does working out for older adults decrease your insulin response when after eating a meal, but also it increases, I believe the word is mitokines. Your skeletal mitokines are the cells that transmit between bones and muscles. And in terms of cognitive decline and overall motor function, they're really important. So the more you weight train as an older adult, they had the sample size of 1.5 million older adults between the ages of 45 to 65. And they found that weight training 2 to 5 times a week increased insulin response by 20%, as well as their mitokine response. So suffice it to say, weight training is great.
Yeah, this is something that we've probably known for a while. We don't know the science behind it, but we always knew working out would always lead to a healthier, better life. And we didn't know the science. We just knew to promote it to our clients, right? And it's great that you said that.
Right. The article, if anybody wants to look it up, is by a guy named Sean McMahon, and it's for the Washington Post. Great piece. Or if you're looking for a link, I have it on my blog at marklalondeexperience.com. Feel free to check it out there. But if you're going from here, you can feel free to just Google it and you'll find it. So I'm like you. I feel like the best time is always the present to start working out. I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I'll start next week." I'm like, best day is today. Best day is today.
There's a saying I heard one time, don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. And I try to live by that, whether it's cleaning out the garage or going shopping, stuff like that. Why do it tomorrow when I know I can do it right now? So that's been kind of my thing for a while, and it changes a lot of things. You get more productive in life.
It really does.
Yeah.
And some things that I was sitting on for a long time, I've now cleared out, and I'm excited about what the future holds for that. So when we're talking about training habits, you're still a 4-time, believe a week,
right now,
weight trainer. I train 7 days a week. I have my reasons for consistency, and I know why I like it so much. Derek, what are your reasons?
I just love the feel of it. I've been doing this since I was 16, 17, and I don't know what to do without it. Of course, there's many times like, I'm going to take some time off. But when I take time off, it's like, why am I taking time off? I just love the feeling, the endorphins, you feel great, you look great. Sometimes I'd be honest, I'm happy. Some of my workouts are short, like sometimes they're 30, 40 minutes. And there's sometimes I just want to get it over with. And I don't have that motivation to train for long anymore. I like to train hard, but I like to get in, get out, and get other stuff in my life done. Either training clients or just having a few moments to myself. But before, I used to just want to be there forever. I just felt great. I wouldn't want to stop. But as we age, for myself, my workouts are a little bit shorter.
Right.
Under an hour, I'm good.
Right. I understand. I'm in the same boat a little bit. Some of my workouts, I work out with clients. Sometimes I don't. Depends on the situation, the time, and the place. And I also try to fit my workouts in too. I try to do a bare minimum of 30 sets every workout. So 10 exercises 3 times, depending on the body part or the day. So that could take me, sometimes it takes me 42, 47 minutes and I'm done. Mm-hmm. Fabulous. In and out. But we're 40.
I just turned 47
and you're 47.
Yeah.
We got things to do in our day.
Yeah. Like it could be preparing client workouts or just running errands, adult
stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say adult stuff, but stuff that we just have to do, and we can't spend 2 hours in the gym anymore, like the old days of either working. Because I used to go to Monster Gym too, and I used to work out, hang at the juice bar, talk to I don't know who works there anymore, but talk to them, chill out, talk to anybody, and then I was a gym bum, like a gym rat for real.
I see those guys in there for a couple of hours on the weekends in the afternoon, and I'm like, you guys are insane. I can't spend that long in the gym. I got places to be.
Supermarché Idia, your one-stop grocery store for your everyday needs, offering regular groceries as well as Afro-Caribbean and international food products. Looking to save money? Then Supermarché Idia is the right place for you. Located at 72 Boulevard Saint-Jean-Baptiste in Chateauguay, behind the A&W. Open 7 days a week. For more information, check out their website at idiasupermarket.com. That's IDIA supermarket.com.
Mm-hmm. I'm very sympathetic. So I hurt my right shoulder last week. It's really still bugging me a little bit, and I'm in a lot of pain. That being said, I've been doing mostly lower body and abdominal exercises pretty much all week. Mostly low weights, high reps, just so I don't get exhausted or overtrain those pieces. But I mean, they're legs. You can't really overtrain legs because you walk on them every day and you need them. So my bounce up the steps is probably an argument that I'm probably handling it, going about it in the right direction. So it's leg day. What are your top 5 leg exercises, Derek? And I'm going to let you have the first pick.
Well,
you're up.
I'm old school. I'm golden era, the barbell squat.
I knew you were going with that right away. It's on top of my list.
Yeah.
So I figured if you somehow went elsewhere, that would be it. But no, I'm not surprised you went with barbell squat. I know you love them and you swear by them.
Right. I love them and my body seems to be made for them. Everything's flexible enough to get as low as I need to go. I know barbell squats aren't for everybody, but I believe a barbell squat or a squatting version is the top. Not only does it just work the
1,000%. It's the best exercise on the planet. It works your core. It works your upper body. If you are stuck on a bench press plateau, go do squats, heavy squats for a week and come back. You'll bust through your bench press plateau. I can't explain why that is.
You know, an old trainer, Vince Garanda, I believe his name was, he used to not like the barbell squat, but he would have his clients do like a front squat or some variation to get bigger arms. He says if you can get stronger holding a weight in front of you in a certain amount of reps, your arms will grow from it.
Right.
And he believed that squats would stimulate your natural growth productions, you know, and build up. And like, I'm sure if somebody just did squats in the workout, their upper body would grow somewhat.
I have no doubt. There's just no way around it. That's especially when it comes to overall musculature. Even if you just do squats, I've seen people who just do lower body develop, you know, massive upper body strength without focusing a ton of upper body. So I'm going to go with a favorite of both of ours. I'm going to go with the trap bar deadlift, which I know you like, but is my second favorite leg exercise. So on this week of just lower body and abdominals that I've been doing heavy back squats and heavy trap bar deadlifts and the rest lightish stuff, you know, hack squats, lateral lunges, things like that. Hamstring curls, just light, lots of reps, but those I go heavy. I love trap bar deadlift. It's the old guy deadlift.
And I believe they're safe because your hands are in a neutral position. You're not going to tear a bicep. And if your form is correct, you can lift some heavy weight, you know, whatever your hands can handle, or if you use straps if you want to. But I think it's a great whole body workout.
Right. I understand that completely. Okay. So number 2, why don't you set us up?
Well, I'm going to go with a modern exercise. I've been reading about it. It's called, I think it's a new machine, a pendulum squat.
Okay.
It's like a squat, but you're on some kind of and I don't like machines at all, but this pendulum targets your quads more than your hips. And it's they claim it's one of the best quad builders.
Is that the one where they put a belt around you and hang it?
No, not even. It's actually a big machine where it looks like a hack squat machine, but you're kind of on a pendulum. So when you're doing your squats, you're moving in a crescent motion.
Gotcha. So your range of motion increases.
Yeah. And there's no impact on your knees or hips. And it just apparently works the quads really well. I've never tried it. I've been reading up on it. I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. I'm kind of missing some public gyms after seeing all these because I haven't been in a public gym in roughly 10 years, 11 years. So all these new machines, I don't pay attention to, but some of them even top trainers are saying it's a great machine. I'm like, I'd like to try one of those.
You should come visit me at Monster sometime.
I'm sure they have so much stuff there.
We'd be delighted to have you. Be a lot of fun. So my number 2 rather, is going to be a hockey player exercise because my daughter is a hockey player and she's pretty fantastic. We're going to go with Bulgarian split squats, elevated foot out, leg out in front, dumbbells on the side, all quad, a lot of power, pretty tiring stuff.
You know, I had my clients, one of my clients come in and say it was a leg day and we started with squats. And the second one was the Bulgarian split squats. And she says, I hate these exercises because even when I do the opposite leg, the leg that's stretched behind you is burning just as well.
Burning just as much.
So she swore a few times. So
I guess it was a good workout.
It was a good workout.
That's awesome. So number 3.
It would probably be a barbell split squat where both of you are on the ground.
Yeah.
One leg is in front, one leg is behind you. It's very similar to a Bulgarian, but I believe it's more stable for the people that need balance and stability.
How do you feel about that in a Smith machine?
Again, I've never tried that in a Smith machine, but I believe that if you set it properly, it'll keep you completely isolated and you can focus on that front quad even more.
That's one of my favorite things to do in a Smith machine is those split squats because 100% you don't have to focus on the balance and the bar staying on top. So if you're a newbie, as a lot of my clients are, the Smith machine works very well. Number 3. I'm going hack squats. I love hack squats. Monster Gym has a beautiful hack squat apparatus that I could lift on all day. Like last week, I spent 6 of my 30 sets for leg day at the hack squat, and I really loved it. I love that thing so much. 5 plates each side, off I go. Very happy with that number.
Nice.
Yeah, like it a lot. 4, Derek.
Body weight walking lunges.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah.
I have that on my list as well.
See, I got an idea from Ronnie Coleman back in the day.
Yeah.
He had a barbell and he'd go behind the gym and he'll just do hundreds of reps. But I don't use a barbell. I don't do hundreds of reps, but I try to do a body weight and just, if I had the room, just keep walking until your legs tire out. And in my head, I try to accumulate a number. So if I want to do like say 50 reps each leg, I'll do whatever reps I can do, take a break, keep going until I get to 50. Next time, try 75. Next time, try 100. It's kind of like a finisher at the end, just get that full blown pump. And because you're using no weight, you can probably get at least 20. Well, it depends on your strength. You can get like 25, 30 reps in.
At Monster Gym, there's a running track that goes around the top of the public weight room. And I see people do walking lunges around the outside of that, sometimes with a barbell, sometimes with not. And I think, those are crazy people.
Mm-hmm.
Since I tore my quad, it's really hard for me to do a proper walking lunge, especially with my right leg, surgically repaired right leg as the rear support. So I'm envious, very envious. I can't do lunges. They're really hard for me. One of the friggin' worst parts of getting old. It's terrible. All right. So my number 4 is I am also going to take some kind of squat, but I'm going with a goblet squat. I love taking a heavy dumbbell, holding it right under my chin and doing squats. It works the core an incredible amount. And it also forces you to keep your chin and your spine aligned as you do your squat. For instance, it won't let you drop your chin because the dumbbell is tucked under it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Many years ago, I was at Premier Fitness Gym and my program called for a goblet squat. And I was pretty strong. So I started with the 50s, 60s, but then I got to a point where I can do the 80s, if not even more. And I remember doing them and it must have been the lighting. It must have been the mirror, whatever was happening. I'm like, my upper body is getting pumped holding that thing up. My arms are getting sore. My shoulders are looking full. My legs, my core, everything was burning. Like it wasn't just my quads, it was everything. So that it's a great exercise when you go heavy on it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Big fan. All right. So is it my pick or yours? I think it's your
number
pick.
5.
Yeah, number 5.
See, this was a toss up between 2, but I'm going to go with the safety bar squat.
Yep.
It's, I find I do love front squats. That was my other choice.
Yeah.
But with the safety bar, I like having the weight on my back, but I like having my hands in front.
Sure.
So you're not stretching back.
It's rough on the shoulders to stretch your hands back a lot.
It takes me at least 3 to 4 warm-ups before my hands are okay and I can go heavy. So with this one, you just hold in front, the weights are on the side of you and the center of gravity is perfect. You can, keep the spine neutral.
Yeah.
It's a great exercise.
Yeah. Big fan of the safety bar as well. It, as you say, it's a great way to ensure that your back stays sort of engaged and you don't, it's really rough to get the shoulders back there sometimes on those squats. Like it's tough. And as you say, it takes 3 or 4 warm-up sets and you're still maybe not all the way lubricated.
One time, just a quick example, I was training with this powerlifter, Punisher Powerlifting, because he said, oh, try powerlifting, Derek. You don't want to do bodybuilding anymore. I'm like, all right, I'm open to everything. Let me try it out. So a couple of months training with him, we were doing heavy box squats, low trap box squats, I guess. And I had to get my shoulders so back and then flip my arms like this, which was killing my shoulders. And what happened, according to him, that my shoulders separated and a piece of muscle got stuck within the bones when they closed. It was being pinched. Oh. And it got inflamed. Oh. And I had to take an anti-inflammatory so the muscle would, shrink.
Dissipate. Yeah.
Exactly. And pull back out.
Yeah.
But it caused a lot of agony and pain in all my upper body exercises. And I was like, powerlifting is fun, but people get hurt powerlifting. It's fun to lift heavy, but there's so much injuries. And I'm like, this isn't for me.
It's a very heavy impact sport on the joints. And if you're not competing, I see using certain aspects of it in training for certain athletes and certain clients, but it's tough for me to, impose powerlifting on certain of my clients, especially older ones.
It's not
for people over 50.
I had the singlet on and the knee wraps and the belt and the chalk. I'm like, all right, let's do this. Let's see what we can do. And obviously you're lifting a lot more weight than you can. And it was just a little bit too much.
There's a gentleman I train next to at Monster Gym on occasion. And he's a big dude and he lifts heavy. He's got every wrap in the book, knee wraps, elbow wraps, wrist wraps. And I'm like, is that worth it in the end? And he's like, yeah, it feels great. I'm like, I'm going a little bit lighter anyway, because my joints are old. I'm sympathetic. All right. My number 5. Because of my surgically repaired quad, I'm going to say leg extensions, because I've been doing a poop ton of them lately and it's borne fruit because I'm going upstairs faster. I'm moving around faster. I'm a lot happier. Things are moving easily. Life is good. You know what I mean? So that said, I'm going to go ahead and say leg extensions as my number 5 for this week.
Yeah, I got myself a leg extension machine at my gym.
Yep.
It's a plate loaded. And like I said, I haven't used these things in like 10 years or something. And I start using it in my workouts for high reps, low reps. And it made quite the difference because you can see your quads, they twitch when you're doing it. I'm like, hey, I kind of like this exercise. So I do add that in my workouts now lately. So it's kind of nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very good. So I think now it's important that we take stock of parenting. So you were telling me before about streaming services and your son wanted to download a movie.
Yeah.
That's you got a few streaming services already.
Yeah, we have Netflix and Disney, but I think it was playing on Paramount. I don't think we have Paramount, so we had to like pay $3.99 for the movie.
Right. Well, I mean, on the one hand, you pay $3.99 for the movie. On the other hand, I've had some time to consider this. On a day like this, it wouldn't be out of the question for me to traipse over to a video store and rent a movie and put down $4 to rent a movie.
Right.
And he's paying $4 to do it when $4 is a lot less money. And he can do it from the comfort of his own home.
That's true.
So on the other hand, I don't think it's all that bad. So I guess I've come around on downloading a movie for $4.99. Derek, it's been a pleasure. This has been Meatheads. Thank you very much for listening. Derek DeLille is the CEO of Total Fitness. Thanks, man. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Nice to be here.
My name has been Marc. I have been Marc Lalone. My name continues to be Marc Lalone. This has been Meatheads. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to Meatheads. And please check out our other podcasts on Apple, Spotify, or Google, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Check out The Front Page and The Beating Table.
The views and opinions of the guests expressed in this podcast do not reflect those of Wase and its employees.